Okay, folks, I am back. And hi to all those who weren't with me. Hi, I'm Kim Pinkney, and welcome to my channel. Okay, today is the day I am beginning my 100 Heads Challenge. And it's 6:11, and I have to be out the door at least by 6:30. So let's see how many faces. And my challenge is to do 100 black actors, actresses, well-known figures. And this is the tail end of Black History Month. Black History Month for everybody else. Black History for myself. 365 days a year. So, I have a fresh eraser because I know I'll probably be needing it. So needed eraser. And pretty much what I like to do is I start off with a circle when I do my faces. And let's see, it's now 6:12. Let me see how many I can do. And this might even be too big for this challenge, but you know what? I'm here for a challenge. First person I'm doing here is Angela Bassett. And my challenge is to capture her likeness and also see if I can fit in her hands. Now, usually when I draw, I rely on basic shapes to get me going. And I love starting off with the eyes. Usually when I draw a circle, it's up to about this point. The bottom of their lips. Sometimes it's at their nose. And this kind of technique I kind of developed from drawing Disney cartoons and drawing from that sort of thing. I started noticing that, a lot of, I could get away with having one, circle, and then I can use it for many different facial positions. I was half tempted to do this on a shirt, and I was like, nah. It's okay to draw on paper now and then, Kim. Now, also, part of my challenge is to not only draw faces and hands, but I also want to throw a fantasy element of it into it. Okay, so it is now 6:15. And to get someone's likeness, I try to find the elements of their face that's unique to them. Angela's got these very strong cheekbones. She's got a long face, expressive eyes. Who doesn't have expressive eyes and a long face? But I try to find the things that are unique to her. Like, if it wasn't there, you wouldn't think it was her. She plays a lot of very, very strong characters. And her look changes up a bit, but you can't deny her strength. the weakest character that I ever saw her play, and it was only weak because, you know, the character was young, and that was when she was doing what's love got to do with it, doing the Tina Turner story. And Ike was beating the crap out of her. And it was played by Larry Fishburne, another great actor. And oh my gosh, if I don't draw him, I don't have a hair on my black ass. Sorry. Okay, but yeah, love Larry Fishburne. You've seen him in so many things, and he was Morpheus. He was Ike Turner. Gosh, he's been in so many movies. What was that one? Do the Right Thing, I think that's what it was. It was a Spike Lee movie he was in. Now, I think what I'm going to end up doing is, when I'm shading this, I think I'm going to use the same... Oh crap, her fingers are cut off. God, dandruff. Okay, fine. Be that way. I need the space anyway, so... No, I want hands, damn it. Let's see. I'll improvise. Okay, let's see. What are her hands doing? They look like they're kind of clasped a bit. Okay, let me throw a little bit of shadow in here. Let's see, it is now 6:19. Oops, sorry you guys, I wasn't looking at the chat. Let me move over. Okay, there we go. I'm going to use the same blending stump that I used for Harley Quinn and hope that I don't screw this up completely. But basically what I want to do is just use the random colors to just go ahead and render her. I don't know how much is going to be left on here by the time I'm done. And I'll use a little bit of the pencil in order to bring that out too. Okay. Her lips are a lot bigger than what I've done here. So I gotta make sure I capture that. Yeah, in the 100 Heads Challenge, I don't think accuracy was part of the plan. I think it was just throw a head on the paper and be done with it. Try to get it as accurate as you can, I guess, in the amount of time that you have. But I think I would just want to take it a step further. I'll probably be doing a few of these off camera so that I can get through the challenge. Some may be hits, some may be misses. And their advice from the get-go is not to focus so much on, you know, perfection on the first few, because they say that you need to kind of like warm up a bit if you're rusty and things like that. And I'm wondering if I want to add this to my Pinterest. That way I can finish her up later or while I'm on the bus. One of my challenges, or one of the biggest things that are still difficult, is eye placement. Especially if the head is somewhat tilted. Like before, I would like kind of measure out, you know, at an angle on my image and my source image, and a lot of it is seeing what's higher than the other. If the head is kind of tilted like this eye should be a slightly higher than the other. Unless you're Shannen Doherty, and she's just like, she's a Picasso. She's all over the place is what I'm saying. I tried looking at her and trying to find the symmetry in her face, and you can't. That woman is asymmetrical. And it's like once you see it, you can't unsee it. But she's got her own bit of beauty to her. And I don't know. She's just so funny to, not funny to look at, but just, you know, for an artist who's trying to be symmetrical and you're trying to drag out some symmetry in her face, you just can't do it and still capture her likeness. Which kind of makes her kind of cool in a sense. But she's different. Unique. And a challenge. Okay, hairline. First thing I try to do is try to make sure that she has plenty of brain above. You know, a lot of people cut off the head, like right here, and she's got to have room for her brain. So what I try to do is I kind of visualize where the top of her head would be without hair, and then just take it like like an inch above that. In hairlines, I kind of throw lines out like this and then try to bring it in. Because these are black people, I will have a lot of different types of hairstyles. Some of them are going to be pressed or permed straight, but I'm going to also see if I can find actors with their natural hair tone, and that'll give me a challenge in itself to try to capture the way the hair is for people like that, people of color. So curly and then ultra curly. Let's see. So I think I've just about captured Angela. She's got a moderately straight nose. Comes in kind of like at a point here. She's got like Mommy Dearest features, where her eyebrows are really pointed, but they're not thick. I got 5 minutes. Oh, you should have seen me. I was riding like the wind yesterday to catch my bus. I made it. Usually it takes me about 3 minutes to get to the stop. I think I did it in a minute and a half or 2 minutes. And still had time to spare. But I really don't like to push it that far. I'll pop off at 6:30, be out the house by 6:35. Me thinking out loud. Nothing to do with the image. Well, everything to do with the image because I got to be out the house. Okay, she's got, I'm not sure what this part of the nose is. Between the mouth and the nose. I'm going to figure it out one day. I found the words for it before. I went through anatomy books trying to find, or anatomy references, trying to find what that's called. But upper lip, this area right here this is like the Cupid's bow. So the area right above the Cupid's bow is pretty broad on her. Also, when I'm drawing noses, I look for where the highlight is, and that tells me where the light is coming from. Her highlight is like right here, so everywhere that highlight is, I'm going to leave the highlight alone. I'll use my kneaded eraser and kind of like emphasize where that highlight is. It's in that neck of the woods. And just really lightly with the tip of my pencil, just try to get the planes of her face. So if you're not confident with your line, like you're not sure that something's supposed to go there, or you think you might have to erase it, I draw super light. And if I have to draw a really crazy light, I'm way back on my pencil like this. Okay, so from the nose here, I don't have super hard lines. I use tones to define it. I may have a darker tone, and I'll just like kind of bring it out. Or if I can't quite get the tone that I want, I'll go into the highlight and just do this sort of thing. I'll do this, like cover it up, and then come back with the eraser and then add it. Same thing with her cheekbone. I try to find where the highlight's going to hit it, and then start erasing, and then bring the tones back into where the highlight is. So I'll be constantly erasing and adding and erasing and adding. For this, usually I have a mechanical pencil, because it's a bear to stop, sharpen, and hope that it doesn't break my pencil. Eyebrows, I usually do like these little tick mark type things. On some black men, you will see curly, thick eyebrows. I don't want to say they're, I'm going to call a spade, nappy. Nah, just really tight curls. You'll have like really super tight curls. On women, we have more, or most women have more groomed eyebrows. She's got pretty groomed eyebrows, so I can get away with the tick marks. Same thing kind of with her short hairs here. I like to give it a little bit of texture by kind of giving it some curve. Okay, it is 6:30. God, dandruff. Okay, so this is as far as I can get with Angela. And I will be moving on to some other faces. So by the time you see this, there'll probably be another 5 or 10 faces on here. And it'll be drawn off camera. So you guys, thank you again for coming in and taking a peek. And then tomorrow I'll be having to draw about 10 to 12 more faces. And we'll just go ahead and keep carrying it on until we get to the end of the month, and Black History Month will be over. I'm going to create a Pinterest with famous faces, or 100, I'll just put 100 head. So if you want to see what I'll be working on, let's see, let me copy this. Control copy, create board, 100 head and create. Just go to my Pinterest. It's under my name, Kimberly Pinckney, and I'm just going to go ahead and just create, you know, just add the faces on there. So I'll probably be doing that while I'm on the bus, or I'll be drawing and outlining or whatever. So I'll see you guys on the morrow. Ian, stay warm. And Tattooed Hearts, thanks again for joining me. You're always a pleasure. Just like you, Ian. And for those of you who didn't have a chance to say hi in the chat, hi to you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.